Speaking of babies,
Too much.
What
Too much.
What an S. What an S. Lala filed. Get her some more wine because she ready. Lala filed for divorce after Melo's mistress allegedly gave birth to twins in London. Let me just give y'all the backstory on how messy this is. So first off, Melo already had a daughter on Lala a couple years ago. This new mistress apparently has been receiving financial support. They've also agreed for her to have the babies over in the UK so that they could be British citizens. However, they were premature and came out 2 months early, so now she has to be in the hospital with them, and one of the babies requires surgery.
Oh, no.
And I guess that amidst all of this, Melo has not really showed up how he needs to show up as a father, and so the mistress put him on blast.
Oh, my God.
Because outside of not maybe showing up even financially for needing the money for this surgery, she really does want Melo to have a relationship with these children. So this doesn't surprise me that Lala broke up or divorced Melo because this is now 3 kids during their marriage.
Yeah.
I do want to...
I read somewhere that it's been done for a very long time, though.
They've been separated, but I wouldn't doubt that they've been trying to mend or work it out or work together in having the family that I think they both really want out of each other. It's weird. I want to know, in a marriage, is a baby y'all's final straw?
Oh, yeah,
is that a final straw for you?
That's
not even in a marriage.
Straw. Like, what do you mean fight? Like, it's out of you. No.
No, that's a non-negotiable. You have a baby on me, I'm done. I will
What's
never.
that mean when the guy's throwing the little baby out the window?
No, stop it. Stop it.
It's figuratively. Ain't nobody throwing no babies out the window, but you know.
Problematic.
Figuratively, never.
Here's the thing I wanted to talk about, though, okay?
My eyes are watering now.
Look, here's what I wanted to talk about, because here we could bash Melo all we want, but this is not, hold on, this is not a male bashing podcast.
No.
And though we are women, we like to hold both parties accountable.
Okay.
So let's get into it.
Sis is 38.
The mistress is not only 38. She knew that she had a relationship with a married man. So you're fucking with this married man. Now you have kids with him.
He's shooting up the
And
club.
she's 38 and it was twins. That
You
was
let
IVF.
somebody-
She knew what she was doing.
Stop it.
You can't. It's very hard.
It's hard,
to
but
have
it's
a
not
baby after a
impossible.
certain time. Of course, it's not impossible. But twins, that's IVF.
You think so? You
Yeah,
think
she
she
knew what
like
she was
took
doing.
his sperm?
At 38.
I
No,
think that he
bruh.
was shooting up the club, but I think that she was probably, those
She was
injections that
trying?
you take to be more fertile.
to be more fertile.
Is that not IVF? Oh no, that's not IVF. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's hormones or something.
It's like I think it might be a part of IVF. No,
I mean, they do that for IVF.
they do it. For,
Yeah, they do.
She probably was getting ready for it because I think it's really hard to have twins.
He would have,
35.
in order for it to be IVF, he would have had to give his sperm to the doctor in order for
No,
it to
he
be-
gave it to her, but directly.
that's not-
my thing is, do you think as a woman, if you're dealing with a married man or a man in a relationship and things come about like a child, do you think it's... Do you think that the mistress is in the right to demand this sort of relationship knowing that she was the side?
You know, I have an unpopular opinion about that. I'd rather be quiet.
We like unpopular opinions around
No,
here.
I really, I think that the same way that the choice belongs to the woman as far as what she wants to do with her body, there should also be a choice for the man involved to decide how he wants to
this is
show
your
up.
unpopular
Should the woman make the choice without, you know what I mean? I mean, and she has a right to make her choice. I think whatever she decides is a cause and effect scenario. I think if she decides to carry on, I mean, and have children, especially with somebody else's husband.
I do want to say too, there
think
was a
that's-
conversation. He clearly did ask her to have an abortion as well. So there were reports that there was a conversation of her having an abortion. I guess she went too far along and it was high risk, which is also why she had it prematurely.
Yep.
She had the babies 2 months premature. And so
That happens a lot with twins.
Yeah.
Twins are
but
premature.
that's also the thing too. Like, it's odd because I don't know if, and again, this is the part that sucks. What you just said, there is like, it's a double-edged sword because if a man is telling you, I don't want to be the father of your children, and you move forward with still having the kids, it's like,
Well, it's just kind of like, it's like if it's two people that make a decision to do it, then when is it not still two people making that decision to do it?
I mean, yeah, if you guys are
Do you know
having
what I'm
sex,
saying?
it's
It's like,
unprotected.
I get what you're
it's
saying.
unprotected, and we're holding both people accountable, and
Yeah.
both people are responsible for their choices. If you're making an individual choice, you're responsible for the individual choice, and the man is responsible for his individual choice. So I think once,
But to me, is that fair when both of you know that if you have unprotected sex, the consequence is a baby? To me,
Yeah.
at that point, y'all are agreeing that we both know the consequences and we know that the outcome could be a baby.
Of course.
Yeah, but
to me, that's when the decision makes.
that they adults, they should know this.
I understand, but also the outcome of that situation, then the decision is now the woman's decision. So the woman gets to decide what she wants to do. So the decision is not for the man to decide. He decided to consummate. Sure, the woman decided to consummate. The next part of that process is a whole other different decision to
Yeah.
carry through with the pregnancy or not carry through. And I just think
You're
that
right. I'm being a hypocrite right now because Lord knows when I had my abortion, he wanted me to keep it. And I was like, ew, no.
Yeah, I mean, my
I said
whole
no.
thing is just that
But
I think that
it wasn't his decision.
But
then.
I
You're
do.
right.
It was
You're
not
right.
his
It wasn't
decision
his
to make.
decision.
It's
You're
your.
right.
It's solely your decision. So if we're then separating the accountability and the onus in that decision, then we can't then turn around and say, well, now you have to make a decision based on my decision. No, I don't think that's fair. I don't agree with that.
D, why are you looking like that?
because I feel like this is a really tough situation. I'm thinking, like, let's say I'm having sex with somebody else's man, right? Everybody knows it. I'm gonna make sure that I'm either on the pill, I have an IUD, we're fucking with condoms. There's something going on that's
Something.
going to prevent me from having
Yeah.
sex.
But,
Now, if you shooting up
only
the
because
club,
you know that you're a side chick, would you go
if
through
I'm a
those?
side bitch, yeah, unless I'm a side
What
bitch
if you
that's
really
trying to-
like him? Yeah, what if you end up
Yeah,
really
but that's
liking
somebody
him?
else's man. Like, I don't want to be the side bitch with a side baby. I want to have my family. So there's a disconnect there. Like, I don't understand that because if like y'all not together, why y'all doing this raw? Why you shooting up the club? Pull out. He could
Girl,
be pulling
first off,
out.
Niggas do not.
I know
they
they don't,
do
but
not
this
like
is- but this
condoms. They
is
be
what-
allergic as fuck. They be like they allergic.
Anyway, I'm just thinking like she probably got pregnant. Maybe she thought she would have an abortion, but I know that it's legal and everybody, like, of course I'm pro-choice, but it's also like, I think it's hard to have an abortion. Like I've been in the room with friends that have had to get it because they had to get it, but it's not an easy thing. It's not
Oh,
like,
it's
I
not?
have an
No,
appointment.
not
Girl,
at
me and my
all.
homegirl was part in the week of her
Well,
abortion.
for a lot of people that I know,
was
like
like,
for
you
me,
make sure
I
you
would
could
be
drink?
feeling some type of way. I would feel very guilty. And then you see that it's twins. Like, this is not
Oh, yeah,
Jocelyn's
when-
Cabaret double
Hold on,
homicide,
double
bitch.
homicide. We gonna.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's really hard to do
Double
it with
homicide.
one, but when it's twins, it's like a double miracle.
I mean,
you know
I
what
think
I mean?
I don't know anything about this other woman, but if she's 38 years old and she doesn't have any children,
Yeah,
then
this
that
is her
also is
chance.
something to consider.
Yeah.
I think
Have the
again,
baby.
it's really tough to say that the man is not responsible for the kid, but it also, if the arrangement, there's too many missing pieces that we don't know. But if the conversation and the arrangement initially
Well,
was,
that's the thing. She does say that he acted like a single man and insisted that he was, but most men do.
act like single men.
You're right.
Like,
You're
men
right,
will have
sis.
a whole wedding band.
You right.
All the Cartier love bracelets, okay? And the wedding band, and still be out in
And
the
live
streets
together.
for everybody.
And still be for everybody.
You
You
so
right,
that's
sis.
not
You
a
right.
good.
You
That's
right.
not a good argument. At the end of the day, she's 38, and judging on the picture, she looks like a beautiful woman.
She looks every
She
bit
knows
of
what
38.
time it is. She
Oh.
knows
She
what
knows
time
what
it
time it is, yeah.
So it's not. This is not. You're not 22, 23 looking for a come up, sis. If you 38, you already been around. You've been around the world enough to know what type of time you're dealing with when you're dealing with somebody else's husband who's
Facts.
famous, who's incredibly rich. He's throwing money at you now because he
Yeah.
didn't want to be a part of it. He's going to throw money at you because that is the financially responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
He had no interest in fathering these children. She made that decision knowing that, so that's on her now.
I do want to say give a shout out as well to Lala just because she's always just handled things classy.
And she shouted him out
him
yesterday
out.
for Father's Day.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was
That's
that
nice.
took a lot. Bitch.
That's a real.
I mean,
Yeah.
although I
grown
shouted out
woman.
my daddy and don't talk to that nigga, so I don't know really. I mean, it looks good. It's Father's Day,
Optics.
you know.
Optics.
It could have been optics. It very well could have been.
I mean, she been hanging out with the Kardashians. She already know, like the PR stints. She already know.
Listen,
Nah,
I don't
but
even know.
this is
Lala
good.
be
This
friends
is a
with
very
everybody.
grown up
This was.
move.